They say I think differently. And you know what? It's true. Because thinking the same way as everyone else has never changed the world. My name is Peter Thiel, and I've built my life and my fortune by questioning the very things that everyone else just accepts as truth. My journey began in Frankfurt, Germany, back in 1967. But the America you and I know today is where my story really takes shape. My parents brought us here chasing the American dream, chasing opportunity. As a kid, I wasn't the loud, outgoing type. I was quiet, introverted, and completely obsessed with ideas. Forget business books. I was buried in philosophy. I wasn't interested in just understanding how the world worked. I wanted to figure out how it should work. This wasn't just about curiosity. It was about finding a better way. I ended up at Stanford, studying law. It was fascinating. I learned how rules, regulations, and laws literally build the framework of our society. But then, a powerful realization hit me. The people who truly make it big, the ones who leave a real mark, aren't the ones who just follow the rules. They're the ones who have the vision and the guts to rewrite them. That was my turning point. I walked away from law. I didn't want a secure career path. I wanted freedom. The freedom to build, to create, to innovate on my own terms. And that's when things really got interesting. In 1998, I got together with a few brilliant friends. You might have heard of them: Elon Musk, Max Levchin, Reid Hoffman. We had this wild, simple dream. What if we could move money online as easily as sending in a mail? We called it PayPal. The big banks, they laughed at us. They thought we were crazy. Then, not long after, they started scrambling to copy us. We knew we were onto something huge. In 2002, when eBay acquired PayPal, my share was $55 million. For a lot of people, that would have been the end goal, the happy ending. For me, it was just the beginning. I wasn't done. I didn't want to just have money. I wanted to use it to build the future. So, I shifted my focus from building a single company to funding the future itself. I became an investor. One of my earliest, and perhaps most famous, investments was a little startup called Facebook. Back then, most people saw it as just a quirky website for college kids. But I saw something different. I saw the early blueprints for a digital civilization, a new way for humanity to connect. That initial $500,000 check turned into billions. It wasn't about getting lucky. It was about seeing potential where others saw a toy. People love to label me a contrarian, and I get it. I often go against the grain. But let me be clear. I'm not against everything just for the sake of being different. What I'm against is stupidity disguised as consensus. I'm against the blind acceptance of ideas just because everyone knows they're true. The most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves collectively. That's the herd mentality I've spent my life fighting against. True innovation doesn't come from consensus. It comes from a single person having a new, valuable idea that no one else has had yet. In 2014, I decided to put these ideas down on paper and wrote a book called 0 to 1. The core message is simple but powerful. Competition is for losers. Think about it. When you're competing with dozens of others in the same space, you're all fighting for a tiny slice of the pie. Your margins get squeezed, and innovation dies. Real, lasting value, true progress happens when you go from 0 to 1. It's about creating something entirely new, something that no one else can even copy because it's unique. It's about creating a monopoly, not by crushing competitors, but by building a category of one. That's where the real magic lies. Going from 1 to N, making more of something that already exists, is globalization. Going from 0 to 1 is technology. It's the harder path, but it's the only one that pushes humanity forward. My investments since PayPal reflect this philosophy. I've funded companies working on artificial intelligence, on biotechnology aiming to extend human life, and on space ventures trying to take us to the stars. I'm not chasing trends. Trends are what everyone else is doing. I'm looking for courage. The courage to pursue a unique vision. The courage to think differently in a world that is fundamentally addicted to sameness. We're taught from a young age to follow the path, to color inside the lines. But the greatest breakthroughs in history have always come from those who dared to draw a new picture entirely. Look around. So much of our world is built on imitation, not innovation. We need more pioneers. We need more people willing to ask the hard questions, to challenge the status quo, to believe in a secret about the world that very few people agree with them on. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? That's the question I ask every aspiring entrepreneur. Your answer to that question could be the key to your own 0 to 1 moment. It's not about being a rebel without a cause. It's about having a clear, independent vision for a better future, and then having the conviction to build it, even when the world tells you you're wrong. So, when they say I think differently, I take it as a compliment. Because in the end, I didn't just follow the crowd. I helped draw the map. And my hope is that more of you will have the courage to draw your own. Don't just follow the path that's laid out for you. Find a new one. Thank you so much for watching. If this made you think, even a little differently, then please hit that like button and subscribe for more ideas that challenge the conventional. See you in the next one.